Here's some more NBA archetypes that you just aren't going to see anymore in the NBA. Starting with the six-man superstar. The six-man superstar is, for the most part, a shooting guard that comes off the bench and gives you buckets at will. Like, I'm talking, if these guys were the starters on their own teams, they can probably average a solid 27, 28, like 2013 J.R. Smith. If you didn't watch part 1 of this video, first off, what the hell are you doing? But second off, we're going to go through 5 examples for each archetype that fit it perfectly. And we'll also talk about why it's an extinct archetype. But for number 5, J.R. Smith. The definition of give me the ball and get out of the way. Drafted 18th overall out of high school, and from day one, the dude could score. But the peak of his archetype, 2013 with the Knicks, started 0 games and averaged 18.1 points per game. 33 minutes per game off the bench. Led the entire NBA in bench scoring, won 6th Man of the Year. That season had 3 consecutive 30-point games off the bench. The first time somebody did that in over 23 years. It's all-star production coming off the bench. But the reason this archetype doesn't exist anymore, well, think about it. Who are some of the best young 6-man guards in recent time? 22-year-old Tyler Hero won a couple of years ago. Emmanuel Quickley was the runner-up after that. Then, both these guys got a bag. Since that season Hero won, 206 games played, 199 starts. Quickley, when he went to the Raptors, 133 games played, 133 starts. So yeah, these guys get the bag, and then they gotta start. It's just not how it used to be. Because remember Lou Williams? This guy got a whole Drake song. The all-time leader in bench scoring, 13,000 points off the bench, won 6th Man of the Year 3 times. In 2018 with the Clippers, the guy averaged 22.6 points per game off the bench. And he holds the NBA record for most 30-point games off the bench. So yeah, Lou Will, 6th Man, sucks I gotta work the night shift. Alright, that wasn't funny. But number 3, Jamal Crawford. Jamal Crawford, I'm gonna say it off the bat, he's the most 6th man ever. But the reason he's number 3, well, there's 2 better players than him. But Jamal Crawford, don't get it twisted, he's the most 6th man ever, if that makes sense. The dude played 20 seasons in the NBA. He won 6th Man of the Year 3 times, tied with Lou Williams for the most ever. But the craziest part about Jamal Crawford, he went 8th overall in the draft. You go 8th overall in the draft, you're supposed to be a starter, but who cares? Just become the all-time greatest 6th man. 2014 with the Clippers, 18.6 points per game off the bench. But the moment that defines this archetype forever, 2019, Jamal Crawford's 39 years old. 39, comes off the bench, drops 51 points. The highest scoring game ever by a reserve. And the oldest player ever to score 50. The guy could have been playing bingo at an assisted living facility, but he was dropping 50 for the Suns. Shout out to Jamal Crawford. But number 2, actually breaking our shooting guard rule, Kevin McHale. It's so weird that Kevin McHale came off the bench, because he was the 2nd best player on one of the best teams ever. Him and Larry Bird, 2 guys who play very similar to Mac McClung, Kyle Korver, and Walker Kessler, in my opinion at least. But McHale's actually insane for this archetype, because the dude went 3rd overall, then he won 6th Man of the Year, back to back actually, 84 and 85. Then, once he became a starter, he averaged 26 points per game, 10 rebounds, shot 60% from the field, and finished 4th in MVP voting. The guy made an all-star team as the 6th man. He would easily be the best 6th man ever if Manu Ginobili didn't exist. The greatest 6th man of all time, no real debate there. The dude went 57th overall in the draft, 2nd to last pick, and he ended up in the Hall of Fame. Right in between future legends, Tim Young and Eddie Lucas. These 2 guys played a career total of 25 games, by the way. All coming from Timmy too. Ed contributing nothing. But Manu, in 2008, he averaged 19.5 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 46% from the field. He won 6th Man of the Year and made the All-NBA 3rd team. The same season he won 6th Man of the Year, he made an All-NBA team. Nobody's ever done that. And Pop just kept running him off the bench. 2/3 of his career games were off the bench. He's a Hall of Famer, a 4-time champ. Manu just came off the bench and cooked. And he's pretty much the founding father of the Euro step. So next time you see a guy Euro stepping, think Manu. But next archetype. And for this one, we got the loyal franchise guy. Like Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller, 18 seasons, 1,389 games, every single one in a Pacers uniform. He was drafted 11th overall in 1987 and just never left. Through Chuck Person, through Detlef Schrempf, Rick Smits, Jermaine O'Neal, every single era of Pacers basketball, Reggie was just there. Actually, he wasn't just there. 18.2 points per game for his career, 25,000 career points, 5 All-Star teams, a Hall of Famer. And when it came to the playoffs, he actually turned it up too. 20.6 points per game in the playoffs, higher than his regular season average. And he led them to the 2000 finals as the guy. But the reason this archetype is extinct, just for a quick second, pretend Steph Curry doesn't exist right now. Guys just don't stay anymore. You get good enough, you want a super team, you want a bigger market. Reggie had all the reasons to leave Indiana, but he kind of just stayed. He is the Pacers. But after him, John Stockton. Stockton, 19 seasons with the Jazz. In those 19 years, he missed 22 games. He played all 82 games, 17 different seasons. 15,806 career assists, the most in NBA history by a lot. Still stands today also. And then on top of that, he has 3,265 career steals, the most in NBA history, also by a lot, and also still stands today. And the crazy part, he went 16th in the 1984 draft, and then just became the greatest passing point guard ever. So shout out to Stockton. But someone who fits this even more, Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk played 21 seasons, over 15,000 games, all in Dallas. He holds the NBA record for most seasons with one franchise. He was the 2007 MVP, made 14 All-Star teams, a Hall of Famer. He could have gone anywhere and just never did. And he's the first guy we talked about so far that won a ring with that franchise. 31,560 career points. He's the Mavs all-time franchise leader in points, rebounds, games, seasons, basically everything. I know a guy who could have passed it though. Yes, I'm talking about Frank Ntilikina if they never let him go. But let's end this archetype with 2 top 10 players of all time. And in second, Tim Duncan, the first overall pick in 1997. And he never played a game for anyone else besides the Spurs. 19 seasons, 1,392 games, all in San Antonio. And what separates Timmy from everyone else on this list, he didn't just stay loyal, he built a dynasty doing it. 5 rings, 2 MVPs, 15 All-Star teams. Like I said, 1,392 games played. The Spurs won 1,001 of them. They were never bad. Of course, a Hall of Famer, Timmy D. But then we got Kobe, of course. Kobe's actually a little different than everyone else on this list, because Kobe almost left. In 2007, he demanded a trade. He said he wanted out of LA, and then just stayed. And then won 2 more championships. But Kobe, 20 seasons, 1,346 games, all in the Lakers uniform. And the numbers he put up doing it, 25 points per game for his career, 33,643 career points, 81 points in a game, the 3rd most ever. Shout out Bam Adebayo. Quick side note, Bam Adebayo averages a career 83 points per game if you don't count any of the games besides his 83-point game. 83 points per game. But Kobe, 5 rings as a Laker, him and Shaq. Then Shaq leaves and Kobe just rebuilt it. 2 numbers retired for the Lakers, 8 and 24. I had to put him first here. But after that, we got the low usage point guard. This is the point guard who didn't do much but started on great teams, like Patrick Beverley. Pat Bev's career averages are 8.3 points, 3.4 assists as a starting point guard, 3.4 assists. But he started hundreds of games on multiple playoff teams too. The Rockets with James Harden, the Clippers with Kawhi, the Wolves with Anthony Edwards. You know, this team. But Pat Bev just showed up and played defense and then stayed out of the way on offense. Pat Bev would end up every game with like this stat line. But he made 3 all-defensive teams doing it. But the reason this one doesn't exist anymore, point guards are the guys now. The last 10 starting point guards of championship teams, SGA, Drew Holiday, Jamal Murray, Steph Curry, Drew Holiday again, KCP, but like really LeBron, and Kyle Lowry, Steph, and Kyrie. So point guards are the guys now on great teams. And another point guard who always started on good teams, Raymond Felton. Although Felton was a little bit better offensively, always the starting point guard next to Carmelo Anthony in those Knicks teams. For his career, 11.2 points per game, 5.2 assists. But the thing about Felton, he had a season where he averaged 17 and 9, and everyone thought he was about to take off. But the next year, he went right back to the lower scoring point guard next to Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire. So he's probably the best offensive player on this list so far, but he's still here. But someone he always played against, George Hill. George Hill started for the Pacers, the Cavs, the Bucks. Every single one of these teams was a contender, and George Hill averaged 10.4 points per game, 3.1 assists for his career. But the Pacers had Paul George, the Cavs had LeBron, the Bucks had Giannis. So George just spaced the floor, played defense. I don't even know how to describe George Hill. Part of me feels George Hill is the most just perfect person to put number 3 on this list. I'm not really sure how to describe it. But to me, there's a clear dynamic duo on this list. And number 2, Mario Chalmers. 8.9 points per game for his career, 3.7 assists, as the starting point guard on a championship team. Actually, 2 championship teams. 2012 and 2013 Heat. And you want to know why his numbers were that low? Because his teammates were LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. Mario Chalmers' job description was literally bring up the ball, give it to LeBron, stand in the corner. That's it. And he started for back-to-back championship teams doing that. His assists were 3.7 because LeBron was always handling the ball. But Chalmers got 2 rings doing it, so good for him, honestly. But the textbook example of this archetype, easily Derek Fisher. 18 seasons, 1,200 games, 8.3 points, 3 assists, and 5 championships with the Lakers. His job, give the ball to Shaq, give the ball to Kobe, give the ball to Powell. And for 18 years, it worked. Although he was kind of money from 3, but 7.8 points, 2.9 assists next to Kobe. I guess that's all you really need though if Kobe ain't swinging the rock. But every contender needed a Derek Fisher. A guy who's going to show up, doesn't mess up anything, except the Knicks when he's their coach. But as a player, hits a big shot every now and then, and lets the stars cook. But I do want to say, actually, I'll just make it quick. Subscribe, or Derek Fisher is your new franchise's head coach. Yeah. Thanks. But next archetype, the mid-range magician. This is the guy who is elite from the midi, but literally could not shoot the 3. Nowadays, you got guys who are elite at the middies, DeRozan, KD, but they can shoot the 3s. There was once guys who could shoot the midi elite, but couldn't shoot a 3 to save their life, like Adrian Dantley. Adrian Dantley, 24.3 points per game for his career, 2 scoring titles, 4 straight seasons averaging around 30 points. And you want to know how many 3s he made for his entire career? 25. A small forward. Shot 17% from 3 in his career. The same dude who shot a career 54% from the field. So he's scoring 30 a night without a single 3. But this archetype extends to big men too. David West, the 17-foot assassin. That's literally his nickname, because that's all he did. Catch it at the elbow, 1 dribble, turnaround jumper, every single time. And you couldn't stop it. A career 50% from the field, 26% from 3. He couldn't shoot 3s, but the pick and pop with CP3 from midi, unstoppable. 21 points per game in 2008. They would just spam them so hard like it was Madden plays. But a big man who was even better at it, LaMarcus Aldridge. 16 seasons, 19.1 points per game for his career, 7 All-Star teams, 5 All-NBA teams. LaMarcus Aldridge has a career 20,558 career points, He said himself 19,000 of those are from mid-range. During his Portland tenure, 40% of his shots came from 16 feet or further inside the arc, 49% from the field too, and then 32% from 3. So he's actually not as bad as the other guys, but he pretty much didn't really shoot them at all. But someone who really didn't shoot them, Bernard King. 22.5 points per game for his career, 51% from the field, 17% from 3. Just like Dantley. From 1981 to 85, he shot 58%, 56, 52, 57, 53%. 5 straight seasons over 50% from the field, and in those seasons total, the guy went 3 for 29 from 3. 10.3%. That guy couldn't shoot a 3 to save his life. But that also wasn't really the game then. I mean, I attempted more 3s and pickups the other day than Bernard King did in those seasons. But for number 1, let's get a little more modern than Bernard King, like Dwayne Wade. Wade, 29% from 3 in his career, one of the best guards ever, and couldn't shoot 3s, but it didn't matter. 22 points per game for his career, 23,000 career points, 48% from the field. As a guard, he had multiple seasons where he averaged 30 points per game, multiple seasons above 25 without shooting 3s. Just middies and drives. Obviously, this doesn't work today because it's a 3-point game, but Wade, elite at it a decade and a half ago. But the next archetype is a fun one, and it actually involves 2 teammates, the Twin Towers. When teams would play 2 bigs together, but neither of them were floor spacers. Like even about 10 years ago, Andre Drummond and Greg Monroe. Of course, this wouldn't work today because you got to be able to shoot. Like even Evan Mobley ruins him and Jared Allen because Evan Mobley could shoot. But Monroe and Drummond, neither of them were gunning 3s. Both these guys were actually good too though. Monroe was dropping 16 points, 10 rebounds as the starting 4, and Andre Drummond an all-star at the 5. But together, it was a spacing disaster. Because Monroe, in multiple seasons with Detroit, attempted 0 3-pointers. And you know how Drummond is from deep. Well, back in the day at least. But you put a Drummond-Monroe frontcourt out there in 2026, and defenses literally laugh. Just sit in the paint the whole game. But we'll actually stay with the Pistons, Ben Wallace and Rasheed Wallace, the 2004 Pistons. These guys won a championship together as Twin Towers. Ben Wallace, 5.7 points per game for his career, but that wasn't his job. He has 4 depoys. But Rasheed Wallace, a little bit better of a shooter, but still not a shooter. 14 points per game for his career. But in Detroit, he was still mostly an interior guy. Post ISOs, short middies at most. But their defense was insane. The best defensive team in the NBA. And it's pretty clear why. But one of the purest versions of Twin Towers ever, Elvin Hayes and Wes Unseld, the Washington Bullets. The NBA didn't even have a 3-point line yet, so spacing didn't exist. You just put 2 bigs in the paint and let them eat, and they ate like Joey Chestnut. Hayes, 21 points per game for his career, 12.5 rebounds, and then Unseld, 14 rebounds per game for his career, didn't score much, 10.8 points per game, but he didn't need to, because Hayes was doing that. Together one season, Hayes drops 23 and 12, Unseld drops 9 and 14, combined 32 points, 27 rebounds per game, from 2 guys, both living in the paint, and they won a championship doing it. But to me, there's 2 perfect examples of the Twin Towers, and Hakeem Olajuwon, Ralph Sampson is definitely one of them. These 2 were literally called the Twin Towers. That's where the nickname came from. Hakeem, 7 feet tall, Sampson, 7'4", both on the floor at the same time, neither of them shooting 3s. Sampson shot 17% from 3 for his career. Hakeem shot 20%. In 1985, Sampson averaged 22, 10, and 2 blocks per game, came in 10th in the MVP voting. That same season, Hakeem's rookie season, he averaged 21, 12, and 3 blocks per game, came in 12th in MVP voting. In 1986, these guys went to the finals with negative spacing, an elite duo. But the only ones who did it better, Tim Duncan and David Robinson, the greatest Twin Towers ever. Robinson, 7'1", Duncan, 6'11". Their first season playing together, Both of them averaged around 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks each. These are two of the greatest defensive big men ever. Actually, these are two of the best big men ever, period. And they won 2 championships together, 1999 and 2003. Duncan and Robinson, the greatest Twin Towers ever, and it'll never happen again. But the last archetype we're going to talk about, the floor spacers only. These are the guys who are literally only out there to catch and shoot, nothing else. Not putting the ball on the floor, not taking the ball to the hole, barely playing defense. And someone who fits this one, Anthony Morrow. 41.7% from 3 for his career. That's one of the highest percentages ever. And that's it. That's his whole resume. 19.4 points per game, 2.2 rebounds, 0.9 assists. For his career, 0.9 assists. He went undrafted. He made the Warriors roster. In his rookie season, he led the entire NBA in 3-point percentage, 46.7% as a rookie. Then he played for like 8 different teams, and every single spot, he had the same role. Come off the bench, stand on the perimeter, wait for the stars to collapse the defense, catch, shoot. That's literally it. And the same could be said for Marco Bellinelli. Bellinelli's weird because it feels like he's a career Spur, but the guy played for 9 teams. But Bellinelli, for his career, 9.7 points per game, 2.1 rebounds, 1.7 assists. The guy won a 3-point contest in 2014. And that same year, he's on the championship Spurs, averaging 11.4 points per game, 43% from 3 off the bench, because Pop just needed a guy who can space the floor for Duncan and Parker, and Bellinelli was perfect for that. But another guy who did it for the Spurs too, Matt Bonner, the Red Mamba. One of the purest floor spacers ever. I feel like Bonner's jump shot is low-key weird, but who cares, honestly, it went in. But Bonner for his career, 5.8 points per game, 3 rebounds, 0.7 assists, 6'10", and 3 rebounds per game. He spent 10 seasons with the Spurs, and he might be the Spurs fan favorite in that time period. One season, he led the entire NBA in 3-point percentage, 45.7%, a 6'10" power forward. He won 2 championships, 2007 and 2014, but the Red Mamba, corner 3 every time. But what about Jason Capono? Capono was actually historic for this, 43.4% from 3 for his career, one of the highest percentages ever. And for one season, 2007, he shot 51.4% from 3. Led the whole NBA that year, of course. And his career averages 6.7 points per game, 1.7 rebounds, 0.8 assists. If he touched the ball, he was catching it and shooting it. That was his whole game. And honestly, he was so good at it, he won the 3-point contest twice, back to back. The 6th highest 3-point percentage in NBA history. Absolute GOAT, Jason Capono. But the absolute GOAT of this archetype, Steve Novak. Novak's career averages 4.7 points, 1.3 rebounds, 0.3 assists, but 43% from 3 for his career. In 2012 with the Knicks, he led the entire NBA in 3-point percentage, 47.2, and he finished 3rd in the whole league in total threes made. So he wasn't just efficient, he was taking a lot of them too. The next year, he recorded the lowest turnover percentage ever recorded in the NBA, and you know why his turnover percentage was so low? It's just because he never dribbled. He never created, he never did anything that could lead to a turnover, just caught it and shot it. 6'10", the tallest player to never dunk in a game. Steve Novak, an absolute sniper. But if you guys enjoyed this, I would genuinely appreciate it if you could subscribe. It's the only thing that genuinely lets me know you guys want me to go all in on this channel. Thank you guys for watching.